Yo, we're gonna try this one more time. Okay, well, let's get this one more try. I'll give us a little bit to have everyone rejoin if they just didn't leave after the first try. If you've been a part of the channel for a while, you know this is a frequent thing, which is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But something, well, something I have to live with, I guess. So with that, we were on Yearn Finance. I don't know how much we covered before the live stream stopped, so we will start over. So Yearn Finance is holding up at the 618 right now. I zoomed out way back, and I think the last price action at this level was back in 2020, which up in the RSI is oversold, so I could see them upwards moving to 89.34, but inevitably everything's based off of Bitcoin, which is unfortunate as well. So if we fall below the 618 at 72.4, I'd be keeping an eye on a decent sized drop down to this 786. You can see it's could be the same type of movement we had right here, which was a drop 38%. So it's definitely doable. I mean, this coin has done it before. It dropped that low, and this is only 29%. So a 29% drop if we fell below the 786 is a definite possibility. So I'd be keeping an eye out on that. So this is your lifeline right now for Yearn Finance. I charted it yesterday, and pretty much everything's the same as what I charted it as yesterday. Pretty much been hovering right here, consolidating at the 618 area for Yearn Finance. So with that, I did Yearn Finance, and then the first live stream shit the bed. So let's see if we can get a couple more coins in here before it happens again. So with that, what was the coin that was mooning the other day? So I don't even remember. So if you have any coins you want me to chart, toss them in here. If not, I haven't looked at PBX today. I've had an extremely busy day today, so I haven't had time to look at the charts. So I'm going to jump into PBX real quick. If you guys have any coins you'd like me to chart, make sure you put them in the chat. Hopefully the live stream doesn't crap out again. With PBX. So the PBX right now is having a tough time getting over the 618, which is at the bottom of this resistance channel at 2.4. We had a nasty drop right here. I did accumulate some more PBX, but PBX has pretty much been shit in the bed that we're heading into a bear market. So I'd be keeping an eye on the 618 right here. If we broke over the 618, the next stop would be 0028, and I think something like that could be at play, but that's only if Bitcoin starts moving up a little bit higher. A lot of people are saying it's going to break out, and a lot of people say it's going to tank BTC. So I know there's a lot of people banking on it tanking to load up some more bags. But in the short term for Paribus, we just started flipping bullish. MACD just touched 30, so we are heading back up. So inevitably, I do think we break over the 618 and work our way up to 2.8 right here. You can see we've had a difficult time breaking over it here. We did wick above it briefly up to the 382, but then instantly got rejected and had a fat red candle right down to the 786. So it's very hard to call coins right now because it's a bear market, and inevitably in a bear market, you have very, very volatile coins, and most I'm just using it to accumulate more coins. I'm not looking for massive gains. I tried to call 2 flip plays, which absolutely got wrecked. So I'm probably gonna be holding off on calling flip plays because I look stupid when they fail. But let's keep an eye on the 618 for people. So on to the next one. What is there anything that is taking off today? Let's see. Go there, go to the 24-hour. So Elrond is actually up 13.34% today. GALA's up 8.24. They're the leaders of the top 100 coins right now. SHIB's actually up a decent size amount as well. So let's take a look at Elrond if no one has any suggestions. EGLD. So EGLD, we hit this support at 66. 93 and absolutely catapulted off from that. You can see the MACD was absolutely, or the RSI was absolutely wrecked. You're down to 12. MACD was extremely low, and you guys had a massive bounce off the support right here. So let's see how much higher we could possibly go before we have a retracement, because the RSI just broke above 30. So you definitely have a lot of room to run on this. So if we go to this bottom here to this top here, that should give us something to go off of. Yeah, so right now I'd be keeping an eye on the 0.5 at 84, but judging by the juice, I mean, you guys went down here, you guys loaded up. So if we continue this upwards momentum and break above the 0.5, I think the next up, our top would be the 382 at around $89 to $90. And then from there, I think we'd have to cool off. So I'd be keeping an eye on an upwards movement of approximately 8% more all around before we had a retracement. We could even be bouncing off the 5 to head down to the 618 for a pump up here. But the RSI is definitely not overbought yet, and the MACD is not even close to converging to each other. So I'd be keeping an eye on a movement up to 382 here at around $90. Good old Jasmine. I haven't looked at Jasmine in a while. I haven't made a video of it in a while either. Made quite a bit of money flipping Jasmine, but as of right now, Jasmine is holding up at the 0.1, pretty much 1 cent area of the support. Fib bottom the top right here. You can see we're hovering at the 0.5. If we zoom in a little bit closer, bouncing off the 0.5, heading up to the 618, got rejected the 618 with this red candle. So inevitably I'd be keeping an eye on the movement back downwards. Jasmine just isn't like it used to be back when it first came out. You know, there's billions of coins, more coins in circulation. And nonetheless, I'd be keeping an eye on the movement down to the top of this support channel and hopefully a continuation higher. But we have been putting in lower highs. So with lower highs comes lower lows eventually. So hopefully that's not the case here. But if Bitcoin continues what it's doing, unfortunately, I don't think Jasmine's going to be breaking out anytime soon. I'd just be keeping an eye on the 382, which I don't think we're getting over. I think we're heading back down here. You can see we've been consolidating at the 0.5 since the 28th. So yesterday, if we break below that, our main support is at the 618 at 107. So that has to hold. If that doesn't hold, it's going to be bad news bears, and we could be seeing something very, very similar to what happened back here. I think last time I charted Jasmine, I copied this. So you see we had the spike up and everything like that. I think I copied it from here to approximately here, and I drug this over to try to replicate what's going on currently. And if that's the case, it looks like retracement down to the 786 would be the likely case. But history never repeats, it just rhymes, which means it's very, very similar. It doesn't follow exactly, but it's very similar. So I'd be keeping an eye on the 382. If we drop below that, the 618 support, drop below the 618, it looks like 786 would be our lifeline. So yeah. So I can do, hey, so what's up, Jess? I did VXV in my earlier live stream before it crapped the bed, but I'll cover it again for you. I think VXV is heading up to the dollar on the short term. If this loads real quick, I'll go over it for you. Yeah, so I had VXV bouncing off the main. RSI looks like it's about ready to flip bullish, or MACD is about ready to flip bullish. RSI's reset, definitely has juice to run. I'd be keeping an eye on the 90 cents. If we do drop below 90 cents, the main support's at 86. But on the short term, I think $1 is going to be our but on the short term, I think we're going to be making a movement up to $1, which is approximately a 12% gain, and then we'll start retracing from there. So keep an eye on $1 for VXV. If we break below 618, we have a support at 86 cents. And inevitably, if you fall below that, you do have a really, really thick support channel at the 786. So it's going to be very difficult to fall below that. But in the short term, I think we're heading $1 for VXV. With that, we'll get in the file coin. I haven't looked at Filecoin in a while. Let's take a little bit deeper dive into Filecoin. So Filecoin's up 1.1% at $7.63, 1.9 billion max supply, extremely small circulating supply. So that's something I'd be very careful of. They only have 212 million in circulation and they have 1.9 billion in max supply, so they can unload coins on you guys and dilute the market. But with that, the market cap is 1.6 million. All-time high in this coin was $2.36 1 year ago. The all-time low was 18 days ago. I always love buying coins when you can at the all-time low. I mean, they've never been that low before. So if you bought in 18 days ago at the all-time low, you're already up 12.9%. So if you bought in 18 days ago, congrats on getting it then. Imagine buying in at 676 and having it go back up to 236. So let's get into some TA on this. So with it making a new all-time low, it was in price discovery, so there's not going to be a ton of data to go off of. Looks like the last time I charted it was May 2nd. Okay, let's chop this bad boy up. So as of right now, it looks like you bounced off the 786 and you're having a difficult time getting over the 618. MACD is still bullish. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you guys. MACD is still bullish. We have not converged back over and it's still diverting from each other. So I'd be keeping an eye on a 618 at 769. If we do break over 769, I think the next stop would be $8.36. So the 618 at 769 is going to be your key area for Filecoin. A movement up to the 382 up here would not be invalid whatsoever, because you can see you have been making lower highs. So something like that would definitely be a valid movement for Filecoin. But I think once we hit the 382, we could see a retracement from that point on. Not saying we're heading up there. That's only if we do break above the 618, which we're currently at right now. And as you can see, this candle right here is red and started 6 minutes ago. So you still have 4 hours for this candle to grow green and break above the 618. But if we do get rejected to the 618 and this candle continues to grow red, I'd be keeping an eye on the 786 area at 725. I don't own this coin, but if I had this coin right now, a good stop loss right now, I believe, would be at the 727 area. So that way, if it hit the 786, you could get your money back. So if it hit the 786 and fell below that, it'd be dropping stop loss at 725. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have if you're trying to play this on the short term. But if you're looking to accumulate more, I'd be keeping an eye on the 786. If I wanted to buy Filecoin right now, this is not financial advice. This is just what I would do. I'd just put a buying order here at the main support at $7.03. And if it hit, it hit. If not, then so be it. So the short term is, if you want to be bullish on it, you have to get above the 618 at 765, and then we can have a movement up to the 382 at 835. If we get rejected at the 618, we have the 786 to deal with here at 729. And inevitably, if you fall below the 786, you have a 703 main support area. I know that was a lot of data that I just spit out there, so I'm going to break it down a little bit slower. So if you want to be bullish on this coin, you have to get above the 618 at 769. And if we do, I think we're heading up to 382. If we get rejected, I believe our next stop would be 729. I would personally put a stop loss in at 729 just in case it dropped below that. And if you wanted to accumulate more, I would put a buying order at approximately 703. Not saying we're heading down there, but just in case it does, that wouldn't be a bad price to accumulate more. I mean, based off this having an all-time low recently at $6 and something right here with this wick, it could definitely head back down there. But MACD is still bullish. RSI is heading up, so we're still in some bullish movement right now. But the 618 is giving us some trouble getting over. So with that, we're going to go over my Moonshot Gamble coin. I know I go over this in the live streams, and eventually, you know, if we continue in a bear market, this coin's probably going to go down to zero, but So this is my Moonshot Gamble coin. I actually accumulated more back here during this massive dip, had a nice run up. Now it's retracing down, tagging the top of this support channel and having a difficult time getting over the 786. MACD isn't close to conversion yet. RSI is tailing back up. So if we get over the 786, our next stop would be the 618 right here at $2 or 2.4 cents. So if Haka gets over 786, we could go up to the 245, then hopefully something like that. But if we get in, it's definitely a risk investing in this coin. I don't suggest doing it unless you have a high risk tolerance or are willing to lose money, because not saying this is actually going to go up at all. If we continue a bear market for a long period of time, there's a good chance that this coin could just go to absolute zero. If we look at this, the market cap's only 602,000. Small total supply of only 188 million and an extremely small circuit million, and you can see the 24-hour trading volume was only 22,000. The thing that attracts me is they have not been putting more coins in circulation. The all-time high was 6 months ago at 52 cents, and the all-time low was 15 days ago at 1.5. So inevitably, if we do have a bull run and this thing survives, I think 52 cents below circulating supply and everything like that, but it's a huge risk. This is 100%. So if you have any coins you'd like me to look at, make sure you drop them in. Let's look at Cardano. Right now, we dipped below the 30 here, which indicated a great buying opportunity. The MACD crossed over right there, which indicated bullish momentum. We have not deviated yet, and we are heading up towards the 0.5. So for Cardano, for the time being, I'd be keeping an eye on the 0.5. And if we do break above the 0.5, I think 382 would be our top 6, since that massive Bitcoin drop back on May 12th, where a lot of coins dipped hard. So for Cardano right now, the 618 and main supports our lifeline, but on the short term, I do think we are going to be heading a little bit higher on Cardano. If we do head back down here and wick down here to 38 cents, I might actually think about accumulating some more Cardano. My average buy on Cardano is 75 cents right now, but I've had it for almost a year now, and I've accumulated a lot of coins by just staking it. So I just have it on my ledger. I don't even think about it. Let's let it make me passive income. Out here waiting for your coals to heat up. Yeah, man, I grilled today too. I had some burgers on the grill. Unfortunately, I did not have Discord. Today was not a steak day. Tomorrow is the steak day. So I just got a message on the Discord from Vlad saying, guys, just did some research on flow. I think now might be a low for it for life. I had some huge backing, and coming up on when football season kicks off and the NBA season kicks off, I think it may skyrocket. Just a thought, and you guys might want to research it. So if you guys want to research flow, Vlad's calling it might be a new all-time low for its life. I have no research on flow or what it's about, but maybe we can dive in a little bit on flow after we're done charting Cardano. So that was my movement on Cardano. Let's look at flow real quick, and then we'll jump into GALA beanbag. I just want to take a quick look at flow. So flow's up 0.5% at 242. 1.3 billion total, 1 billion circulating, 2.5 billion market cap, all-time high of 42.40 a year ago, all-time low was 2 days ago. So I love accumulating coins when they're near or at their all-time low. So it's possibly a great time to accumulate flow. I have no idea what flow is. I don't know if it has a description of its use cases or whatnot on CoinGecko. Apparently it does not. Maybe it does on CoinMarketCap. So flow. This is that coin that I tried to flip that didn't work out. I mean, I didn't lose a lot of money on it, but it is what. So Flow is live. What is Flow? So Flow is a fast, decentralized, and developer-friendly blockchain designed as the foundation for a new generation of games, apps, and the digital assets that power them. Flow is the only layer 1 blockchain originally created by a team that has consistently delivered great consumer blockchain experience. CryptoKitties, Dap Wallet, NBA, and Top Shot. The Flow token is a native currency of Flow Network and the keystone for a new, inclusive, and borderless digital economy. Yikes! Yeah, so this was the all-time low for Flow 2 days ago at 233. So this is the 4-hour it bounced off of. If I draw a fib here, it's probably going to be wrecked. Currently heading up towards the 618, which is actually a main resistance, so I'd keep a close eye on that area. You can see we're already having a difficult time even reaching it. MACD isn't crossed over yet, but it's really close. RSI just became unoversold, just broke above 30. So on the short term, I'd be keeping an eye at this main resistance at 247. If you get above 247, we have this really thick resistance channel to get over. So that resistance channel is going to be very difficult to get over, but nonetheless, resistance channels are like mud. It just slows you down. So if you have a lot of juice, you're able to get through it. If you don't have a lot of juice, you eventually run out of fuel and you'll have to retrace. So hopefully we have the juice, which it looks like we're set up being oversold here for a run up on the RSI to break through that. Not saying it's going to happen. We do have to get over this double resistance at the 618 and 247. So that's the price to be. If we get rejected, I could see a slight movement back down to the 786 and then a test to the 382 for Flow for the time being. Short term, I don't think Flow's to be taken off, but if you did buy Flow at the new alt, that's the lowest it's ever been, and buying a coin at that price is just feels good buying a coin at its all-time low, especially a coin that's been out this long. So in the short term, I'd be keeping an eye on the 247 at the 618. If we get rejected, retracement to the 786, and then another run-up attempt at 247. Get above 247, I think 382 will get hit. We do have a thick resistance channel. Resistance channel is light resistance, but it's resistance nonetheless. Think of it like mud. So we go up through there. If we don't have a lot of juice, you just get bogged down, and then you have to come back down. But if we look down here, the RSI was oversold, and now we're tailing back up. So we have all this room to go. So we definitely have fuel, definitely have juice to possibly get this for Flow on the short term. So with that, let's get into GALA. Oh man, this internet is sucking today. Astro Zero, aka Elon 1, please. Yes, I can check that out after GALA real quick. So GALA had a nice bounce here at the bottom of the support channel. MACD flipped bullish. RSI for some reason isn't loading. RSI is pretty much moving straight up. We're heading our way up to 8 cents. I think we do hit 8 cents. The candle is currently red right now, but it just started 20 minutes ago. So you have 3 hours, and we could say, hey, it finally reversed. Because if you look back here since the 12th of May, we've been putting in lower highs. So a lower high at the 382 would still validate this movement. So moving up to 8 cents is, or not 8 cents, moving up to 8.5 is definitely a valid move for GALA. Let's just keep an eye on this main resistance at 8 cents for the the last high. So we'd have to get above to the 236 in order to say, hey, GALA's finally bullish. So even if we see a big green run up here, it's still not bullish until we get over this high right here. Short term, I think we hit 8 cents, break above 8 cents. Then our next step would be the 382 at 8.5. At that point, I think the RSI for the way that the market is right now would be a little high. So I think a retracement from there would be inevitable. And hopefully the support would hold once we're over that. So short term, this is what I'm looking at. 382 hit the support, then hopefully making a run at breaking over. It would most likely drop down to the 786 or something like that. So the market really needs to stop being boring. I know Bitcoin's just been moving the same way, you know, sideways forever, and eventually coins are just going to start falling. I mean, you only can consolidate for so long. moving back up. In the charts, it'd still be a valid movement because it would put in a lower high of it. Come on, load. Let's see. Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't think I can chart Astro Zero. Let me try it on Deck Screener. Okay, so it's on Dex. How long has this coin been out? Is this one of those scam coins? Whoa. Yeah. So short term. Yeah, man, I'd be very careful on this coin. I don't know anything about it. There's not a lot of information on it. Yeah, this is one of those moonshot gamble coins. One of those shit coins. Definitely money can be made on these coins, but it's not one that I would go out of my way to invest in. But we can still try to chop it up, I guess. I'm currently riding on the 618, tailing up. RSI broke back above 30, but if you look at the RSIs, it's very, very manipulated. Looks like doesn't even have a market caps question, circulating supplies question. Looks like it's 1 trillion max supply, so inevitably anything can happen on this coin. It looks like it's just tailing down, so I'd be keeping an eye on the 786 movement down here to 1121. If you bounced off that, you can see an upwards movement back up to the 618, but it looks like since the 12th, just like every other coin, it's just bleeding out. I really can't dive into this coin any deeper, dude. I'm sorry. It's moonshot gamble in my personal. It wasn't what you were looking for, but that's one of those garbage coins. I mean, you can make money off it. Hopefully I didn't offend you by calling it a garbage coin, but it is what it is. We're gonna jump into Rose real quick. What is Rose? Oasis Network. Is this the one you're talking about? 0.5 cents, 10 billion circulating, 227 million market cap, all-time high of 59 cents 4 months ago, all-time low of 3 cents 1 year ago. Oh wow, I charted this coin way back in May 3rd. Had it bouncing off whatever this was. Hey, it actually played out. Look at that. I guess I'm right every now and again, huh? Bouncing off that, heading up here. Sweet. I'll take that as a win. So Rose on the short term. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Looks like we're having a difficult time getting over the 618. MACD really isn't doing much. RSI, if you look, has pretty much been dead, moving sideways. This is the highest the entire month of May. So if this continues, this could be something like that. For the short term, 618 is your price to be at 65 cents. You get above 65 cents, you could definitely see an upswing up to the 382, but that would be challenging this recent high, which means if we broke above that, we would reverse this whole downtrend, which I don't think a lot of coins are going to be doing for the time being with the way the market is. So maybe this might be the high before we start heading down. So if we do get rejected to the 618, I'd be keeping an eye on the 786 main support at 57. If I wanted to accumulate more of this coin, I'd just put a buy-in order here at 575. And if it got hit, it got hit. But the way that it's looking right now, it's not going to be taking off anytime soon. It's just doing this liquidity grab type stuff. You know, we ladder up, make a high, bleed out. Move up, make a high, bleed out. Move up, bleed out. And that's what I'm seeing right here. It's down to this main support 786 area for Rose for the time being. So short term, Yeah, no problem, Alex. If you have any other coins, let me know. I'll definitely try them for you. Man, I got sunburnt today, I tell you what. So Cosmo right now is holding up pretty good at the support at 896. MACD did just converge bullish, and I mean bullish as in green. It's not really bullish as in taking off. You can see on the MACD, these peaks are getting tighter and tighter. They're getting lower and lower. Eventually this consolidation is going to end, and hopefully it's really on top of the main support at 896, so which is fantastic. The only part is we do not want to fall below that. If we fall below that, especially with the way the market is right now, I don't think we're going to get back over it again until Bitcoin starts taking off, because a double resistance in this market right now is pretty much a